peeps? We are in Detroit, Michigan, and we are here at the Detroit Auto Show, which starts this Friday, January 17th, and runs on the dates that you see at the bottom of your screen here. They invited us out. Thank you very much for having us out to check out all of the cool events and stuff that they're having at the Detroit Auto Show this year. Tons of stuff is happening. We were actually here last night to attend a Detroit Proud off-road event held by Ford. They had all sorts of announcements, and it was actually really cool to check that out in person. I hear cars revving. This is awesome. And we are back today because today and tomorrow, as of this recording, are media and industry days. So media and industry professionals can come attend the auto show before it's open to the public, and we're going to bring you a view of what you can expect if you come to this year's auto show, or if you're not able to make it. Now, I know this is a different type of video for us. We are usually theme parks and haunted events and things like that. But I think one of the cool things is now that we are Destination Geek with our new name, we're going to bring you all sorts of geek fandom and destination experiences if you're a geek like me, regardless of what your geekdom is. Whether it's haunted events, there's like a racetrack in here. Let's take a look. Whether it's haunted events, theme parks, Star Wars, or yes, even automobiles. We actually previously had a car featured video with our F1 experience in Las Vegas. I'm going to link that at the end of this video. So if you like this type of content, check that out. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think. Let us know what more you'd like. And we are walking up to the Powering Michigan test track. Let's take a look. They're driving cars around it right now. It's pretty cool. So here is a look at the show floor. Very empty. I'm sure it'll be way more full when it's open to the public. But we're going to walk around. There's a couple of real interesting things that I wanted to check out while we were here. In fact, I'm heading to one now because Cadillac is here. You can see it off in the distance. Cadillac is here, and they are featuring their F1 car, which if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I'm an F1 fan. And so we are going to head to the Cadillac booth because next year, or this year, in the 2026 season, Cadillac will be having an F1 vehicle. Let's take a look. Here we are, Cadillac. Look at that sweet Escalade over there. Ooh, look at that car. But first, we're going to head to this F1 team car because I've been dying to see this vehicle. And here it is, the Cadillac Formula One car. Looks sleek, making racing history by joining the world's most prestigious motorsports competition. The official team has been established in collaboration with TWG Motorsports. Innovations in store will leverage advanced electrification, powertrain software, and internal combustion. It should be premiering this March on Formula One tracks. And there is the car. I love the black and silver look. Really, really slick looking. And if you look really closely, there's all sorts of names and stuff. Very interesting. And here we have a concept vehicle, the Elevated Velocity Concept Vehicle. Envisions a bold future. This is amazing looking. I mean, this looks like something you see like in a future movie. Look at the steering wheel, and it's got like the screen built into the steering wheel. Everything else on the console is blank. That's nice. Over here at Chevy, we've got some amazing looking vehicles. Look at that. They have the ZR1X, the CX concept car, and the Z06. This is the Z06 right here. How amazing is that concept car right there? Wow. And next to the Corvettes, they've got a Corvette driving simulator powered by Gran Turismo. Look at that thing. And of course, if you're just in the market for a car, they have cars all over for you to sit in and look at. We've got a Chevy Trax over here, some other Chevy vehicles around. Now we're in the Chevy booth right now, but obviously we're going to move next door and check out what Ford has to offer. Ford, obviously based out of Detroit, has the biggest display here at the auto show. Starting up here, we've got the Ford Lobo, the F-150 Lobo edition, which, I mean, looks pretty awesome. But they've got a big Bronco display. We'll show you back there. Yesterday at the off-road event that we attended, Ford announced that they were donating 5 search and rescue vehicles this year to deserving search and rescue organizations throughout the U.S. Pretty cool. It's actually really cool looking. But, you know, they kind of went through this whole presentation on how they use the Bronco and you know, to do search and rescue and how many lives that these organizations have saved. Pretty cool. Check out this Ford Racing Bronco. I mean, that thing is crazy looking. Off-road racing. They got the little rocks right there to let you know it's off-road. I mean, look at those tires. Like I said, they've got this whole... Oh, look. The Bronco's driving up that hill. Literally in the middle of the convention center. There's a Bronco driving up a giant hill. Whoa, there it goes. Okay, get this. I'm going to ride in one of these Broncos on this obstacle course.
Badlands is going to be kind of the flavor that we're in, or should I say the model that we're in.
Okay, so the Badlands.
There's about 6 different flavors to choose from when you look online, kind of find out what capability you're looking for. This has a Sasquatch package, which we can apply to any of the Bronco lineup. That's going to be the bigger tire, the 35-inch tire.
Okay.
The beadlock capable wheel, and along with that, you get a Bilstein bypass shock suspension, right?
Okay.
Now, we're going to talk about hero switches a little bit today and some of our GOAT modes. First thing I want to do is engage a rear locker. You know what that's doing?
I do not know what that's doing.
So that's locking. I like to use this diagram as the best way to explain it, but it's locking that rear differential. So in theory, what we've done is welded those 2 axles together. So now each rear tire has equal torque and equal power, and they're locked together. There's no slip side to side from one side to the other.
Okay.
Why is that important? Well, when you're off-roading, especially like trying to drive up on something like this 22-degree side tilt, the left rear tire is going to come off the ground here in a second as I twist up onto here, right?
Okay.
And you'll feel that right about, I'll exaggerate it just a little bit, right there you can feel that left rear tire kind of hanging in the air.
Yeah, I can.
If it was an LSD non-locker differential, we would just be spinning that tire in the air. We'd have to back down off of the momentum to get up on top of it, right?
Yeah.
But when the locker is engaged, equal torque's going to the right side, so the right tire takes over, gives me grip that I don't have on the left, and allows me to drive right out of that scenario.
Wow.
And I can engage and disengage that locker as needed, or it'll do it manually for me depending on what drive mode that I'm in. So that's kind of nice as well.
That's very cool.
Any questions?
Not so far.
So our next event we call Tilt Ridge. It's kind of like the seesaw or teeter-totter that you left in grade school.
Okay.
Now they're probably too dangerous for playgrounds, so I'm sure they don't have them anymore. Not a big deal to drive up there, other than the fact the terrifying part is I have to drive right up to that edge, right?
Okay.
So we start thinking about like how we can utilize cameras, right? So this front camera, high definition camera, allows me to see the front bumper, right? And I know that's the edge of my vehicle. When that meets up with the trailing edge of that teeter-totter or seesaw, it's going to be enough weight to be able to trip me over the top. But it still is terrifying every time I do it, because you're right up there at that edge is where I want to stop, right there.
Whoa. Yeah.
Our next event is going to be what we call Bronco Mountain. Bronco Mountain is a 40-degree ascent, so 40 degrees up and 40-degree descent on the way down. We're going to square up to it here.
Okay. Bronco.
We're going to engage a rear locker for added traction in this sense. That we're not going to have a tire come off the ground, but I want that locker on to increase the amount of grip that I'm putting down to this rear tire, especially as that weight transfers to the back.
Okay.
Camera on, because I can't see about halfway up there due to the angle of the approach, right? It's interesting to me how many people either use profanity or religion to talk to themselves a little bit about halfway up here, right?
Okay. Whoa.
40 degrees up.
I mean, yeah.
All right, we're at the top. I don't need that locker anymore. I am glad I have this camera, because when we're in certain drive modes like sand mode, Baja mode, or rock crawl mode, that camera stays on at all speeds. It's so nice when you're cresting over a sand dune at 30 or 40 mile an hour and you're questioning if there's anybody down there. I glance down here and see if there's anybody in my path.
We can see there's not one.
What goes up must come down. 40 degrees down.
Okay.
I've got a lot of control here.
Whoa.
I always joke with everybody and say, don't you want to like hang out with me for a little while you're hanging on your seatbelt? Or we let it rip.
Whoa.
Just a little excitement for the day. Now, let's pretend these metal pods are rocks or boulders in our path, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to change up my drive mode. We call them GOAT modes at Ford. GOAT is an acronym for go over any terrain. When I turn this dial, look at my cluster up here above the steering wheel. We've got normal driving, right? Two-wheel drive. Slippery is going to be my all-wheel drive feature, like a center locker, maybe wet pavement, gravel road, towing a trailer, slippery. Eco for fuel economy, sand for sand dunes, mud and ruts, Baja for high-speed desert running, rock crawl,
Rock
right?
crawl. Okay.
Now it's going to walk me through the process, go to neutral to engage 4-low like any other four-wheel drive system, which increases our torque to get through the rocks at a different gear ratio. Gives me a rear locker as a default, right? We just used it a couple times before. If I get in trouble, I have a front locker. If I engage both those, all 4 tires are working as one unit. We'll need that today. Talk about that switch in a second. I love the fact that I can see where I'm going to end up on my path. I know where my future track's going to lead me, right? If I need more detail, though, check this out. My front tire camera. See my foot sticking out?
Oh, wow.
Right side, left side, split screen front tire. So now I can see exactly where those front tires are being placed with some precision and also protect them from damage depending on where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about sway bars. We want a sway bar on the highway. Every car pretty much has one. It stabilizes our car, our suspension when we go around a corner so that we don't flop over, right? The issue is that when I'm off-roading, that sway bar really starts to limit the amount of flexibility that I have within my suspension. And it kind of feels like this right here. You feel how we're kind of teetering on 2 tires, a lot of tension. Watch this. Boom.
Whoa.
Clicking that button, we've uncoupled, or should I say disconnected, that sway bar. That allows me to have more flexibility within my wheel travel, but more importantly, it puts more feet on the ground, more tires on the ground, right?
Yeah.
When I get tires on the ground, I can go over larger objects and be more flexible in the process.
Interesting.
Any questions?
No, that's awesome.
I've talked about probably about 60% of the coolness of the Bronco. The downside is, though, for me to show off any other capability, I would need sand, soil, dirt, or a substance for me to sink the tire into. And I used to bring sand to the auto shows, but then they got mad about the dust that I created. So I don't get to do that anymore. But thanks for riding with me.
Hey, thank you so much. I had a great time. So that was a lot of fun, actually. It was really cool. I mean, I gotta say, I think the best part was Bronco Mountain, or whatever he called it. Like how he stopped at the top and then it just like zoomed down. Very cool. I mean, obviously, we're not like sponsored by Ford or anything like that, but like, it's a pretty impressive vehicle. And, kind of how all the features, I mean, so many buttons, so many features, like almost overwhelming, but really cool. So over here, we've got the Detroit Grand Prix, May 29th through May 31st. Awesome. Never attended it in person. Hoping to attend it this year. But they've got a giant display here, including some race vehicles. Giant display for the Marines. Pull-up bar. Can't do any. Michigan Overland Adventure. Look at that Jeep. How cool is that? All decked out for camping. So obviously Jeep would also have their own obstacle course going on. It's got the sidewall. Look at this thing that this Jeep is about to come through. Maneuverability. Let's see it come through. Whoa. He is trucking. How cool is that? Alfa Romeo cars. Very slick. Dodge here, of course, on display. Whoa, look at this. That is a cool looking vehicle. Next up, we are going to ride on the Jeep Experience. This thing's about to drive right over us. Whoa. Gosh, this is almost as elaborate as a theme park queue. I mean, look at this long path I have to walk on. I mean, that's a cool looking Jeep. But look, they've also got like all these parts and all this information about what goes into a Jeep. All the kits, upgrades, doors. I like the 70s looking colors on that one. The Honcho edition. Jeep Gladiator high top honcho concept.
Ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll.
Sweet. Well, my name's Anna. Welcome to Camp Jeep.
Thank you.
I have you in the 2025 Wrangler 392 Rubicon X.
Whoa.
We're going over our off-camber bridge right now to show off that smooth suspension. Our electronic sway bar is also disconnected, so that gives you around 25% more wheel articulation.
Okay.
This is a little bumpy here, so just watch your head.
Okay.
We have around 11 inches of ground clearance, and if you're water fording, 31.5 inches to play with. And up ahead is our iconic Camp Jeep Mountain.
Okay.
So at the top, we're about 30 feet off the ground, and it's going to be a 40-degree incline and decline.
Okay.
We'll throw up that pitch and roll gauge too, so you can see that in action.
Oh yeah, great.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
So this is that 6.4 V8 Hemi. We're making 470 horsepower, as well as that pound-footage of torque. Coming on the other end here, you'll see that pitch gauge hit 40 here. Right about there.
Whoa, there it goes.
And then our traction's immaculate, of course. We have 35s on 17-inch wheels. And as we pop up on this crevasse, we'll have a little blind spot. So that's what that front camera's for.
Okay.
Tire lines to show you where you're headed. Rear camera for your towing. This tows around 3,500 pounds. And one more time for that pitch and roll gauge.
Okay.
This is around 30 degrees, and we'll be chilling to the right here. Super stable. We got a low center of gravity and electronic stability control. And then of course all these Rubicons come off-road ready from factory. So this has upgraded wide solid axles in the front and the rear, Dana 44 front and rear locking diffs with the 4:1 gear ratio, and the Rock Track transfer case with the same gear ratio.
Okay.
And I'll pull us all the way back to the front here.
Here's the rest of the Jeep line here. That was really fun, the Jeep experience. Much faster, a lot more obstacles than the Bronco experience, but I mean, just different. It's cool. They're both cool in different ways. Oh, look at that. Look at this Ford Raptor F-150 111,525. So slick looking though. Of course, lots of hype around the electric Mustang. The Mach-E. This one right here is about 49,000 as shown. Have the Buick vehicles over here. I know it's an auto show and that's the point, but like every car here looks so sleek and clean and new and pristine. This Buick Encore, I mean, it's just so pretty. So on this test track, you can ride in a Toyota, a Buick, a Subaru, or they have a number of different vehicles over here. I see Honda, I see Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Fiat, all sorts of different cars in the Dodge family. Mercedes-Benz vehicles, behind the rope, no touchy. Whoa, look at the Ferrari. Now that is a nice vehicle, which I know, foreign car. You know, we're here in Detroit Motor City, and so that's why Ferrari has a very small real estate, but Ford and Dodge and Chevy have much bigger real estate. But still, I mean, look at that. Monza SP1. I mean, it looks like a James Bond car. Oh, look what's up ahead, the gallery. Let's check out the cars in there. These cars in here in the gallery, these like luxury vehicles are absolutely incredible. Next up, we're going to take a test ride in a Dodge vehicle out at the Powering Michigan track. This is all e-vehicles. So you can see they've got Cadillac, they've got Jeep, Dodge. Looks like they've got Hummers down there as well. And here's the vehicle we're going to take our test ride in, the Dodge Daytona BEV. All right, so stealth mode, you can hear like no noise. I'll stop talking.
Drag mode brings it back, and then you can cycle through. I'm in drag mode right now, but if I go to different modes, it is so much less in auto. Sport brings it up just a notch, but if I'm in auto mode and then I hammer on that throttle, it's going to come awake. So you have control over the volume in the driving mode and your throttle response, or I don't want anything outside of pedestrian alerts and slow parking lot speeds.
Okay.
But I love that it brings the soul into the vehicle. It's telling me how fast I'm, giving me feedback on how I'm driving the vehicle as well. When they run it in silent mode, I feel like I want it back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I would say that because I like my EVs silent. Yeah. But this, I enjoy the feedback and just the soul that it gives the vehicle. Whether you're going in internal combustion Scat Pack, Scat Pack 6-pack, or the Daytona, they both come standard in all-wheel drive, but there is a donut in drift mode in case you want to have fun on any particular day. You're also choosing how many doors you want on yours. It's available in 2 or 4-door configuration. The body length doesn't change. It's the side profile and how you get into the vehicle that will change. We have one battery size in our Daytona. It's 100.5 kilowatts. Gives you a 2-motor setup, one in the front, one in the rear. A driving distance of up to 249 miles. This will give you 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, quarter mile in 11.5, and up to 670 horsepower. There is a power shot button on the steering wheel that boosts it from 630 to 670 for 10 seconds when you hit that button. And then 10 seconds starts when you hit the throttle response. Here is what some of the acceleration feels like. And you can see I slid quite a bit on the polished concrete there. I have control over my regenerative braking through the paddle shifters. I'm running max regen, so I'm barely hitting the brakes at all. Nice low center of gravity. You can whip this around corners. Very fun. Very maneuverable. And quickest way to charge it is DC fast charging. If you're charging it from 20% to 80%, it will do it in about 24 minutes. And this one has the Plus package. Underneath the front hood is storage, enough for like backpack size things. But the whole vehicle's designed as a lift back, so you just slide things into the vehicle.
Okay, so that Charger Daytona edition, best test ride of the day so far. I mean, he was like drifting and like skidding around, and the cement. That was fun. I mean, but he was like in control the whole time. Like, it was just a lot of fun. I really, really liked that. That was cool. So this sign says Subaru loves pets, and look, there's doggies. Oh, they're biting each other's butts. Oh. I mean, I feel like this is going to be the most popular booth at this show. Look at these dogs. Check this out, a VW van. All reimagined, all awesome. Oh, he closed the door. I wanted to look inside. So this is the inside of the VW van. Look, it's got like a little screen right in front. I mean, it's got the big screen in the middle, like most cars nowadays, but the little screen right on the steering wheel. Huh. Oh, and it's electric. Okay, this is an electric van. That makes sense. So we are looking here at the Cadillac Celestiq, bespoke ultra luxury in motion. This is what it looks like inside. I actually really like the brown color too. It looks like a luxury car, but it's an electric vehicle too. I mean, that's nice. We are here in Michigan Central, which is an old train station that has been renovated. It's like a new innovative center, all sorts of cool stuff. But we are here tonight because Ford Racing invited us out for a huge Ford racing event. It's hosted by Dak Shepard. They're going to announce apparently some new cars. They're going to talk about their partnership with Red Bull this year, especially Red Bull F1. We expect to see maybe Max Verstappen tonight, but we're here. We are just going to check it out, bring you around the event, show you some highlights, and enjoy this event, which is part of the Detroit Auto Show. There is a Ford Racing pop-up here in Michigan Central throughout the length of the Detroit Auto Show. So you can come here, you can check out some interactive pop-ups and experiences, stuff like that. They also have a merchandise shop here selling Ford racing goods. Pretty cool. Lots of Ford racing stuff here. What does this one say? Ford and Oracle Red Bull Racing. Max Verstappen. They also have a partnership with Enchante, which is a clothing line run by Daniel Ricciardo, who used to race for F1 and also is partnered with Ford Racing. They also have a ton of Ford Racing drivers here doing signings. So you can meet your favorite Ford Racing driver and get their autograph. Check this out. Down there, they've got Daniel Ricciardo doing an F1 simulator race.
Well, I'd like to make you guys listen to it, since I didn't get to get there. This is from the bottom of the heart, so here we go. You'll just soon they call my name. Oh my God, wow, this is such an honor. I want to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press, my agents, my wife, our beautiful daughters. I love you so much. But mostly, I want to thank my Ford Raptor R. Having 700 horsepower at my disposal has given me the confidence to interview presidents and Nobel laureates. LA can be an intimidating place, but taking speed bumps at 65 miles an hour has taught me not to sweat the small stuff. Anytime I'm worried about winning or losing, I look to Max and remember, sometimes the very best of all time doesn't win. And if my Dutch God can handle second place, so can I. So thank you so much. The off-road action.
It can be pretty intense, but I came from a racing family, and it's been my way of life. I don't know any better. I love the desert, and there's no place I'd rather be.
Yeah, well, you've been working in the shop your whole life, so how does that impact how you think about a vehicle when you're going into competition?
You learn a lot. I've learned a lot about a vehicle's limits, its capabilities, and when you've got a wrench in your hands, it all just comes back to you. When I'm in a challenging situation, it helps that I can picture every part of the vehicle, understand what it can do, and I have the confidence that I can fix it on the fly when I'm out in the field.
Owner, my friend, Daniel. I don't know how much we love each other. Daniel and I have vacation together. This is not just for the stage. We've held hands in Europe, haven't we? Yeah.
Walked down bridges, I've done a lot of romantic things.
Look, I want to show everybody something from Davey's Instagram page.
jumping my Raptor for the first time, so yeah.
Emotion and fans, powerful and tranquil dark horse ever. Here it is. It's the debut of the supercharged 5.2 liter V8 Mustang Dark Horse SC.
Since the first time the wheels spun, we've never stopped moving. From that first sound, the first smell, the first line, first laugh, the first flight, that first fall, the second, the third, the fourth. Like a great man once said, there is no disgrace in honest failure. There is disgrace in fearing to fail. Clear that fear of failure would never figure. Some minds just see things differently. And somewhere along the way, those minds have a habit of finding each other. Together, we're in a race of our own. We are joy and fury, precision and freedom, youth and wisdom, challenger and champion. Heroes to some, villains to others. Two icons, two teams, one ambition.
Oh, Jack.
Always on the limit.
One engine.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicole Briscoe, and I am so excited to welcome the two people leading the charge on this power unit. Team Principal and CEO of Oracle Red Bull Racing, Laurent Mekies, and Force CDO, Jim Farley.
It's a historical moment for all of us. So why did we get on and try to do our own engine? Well, at first, we are entering a historical moment for Formula One. It's going to be the biggest change of regulations in Formula One history this year, this season. It's the first time ever we have such a big change in both the chassis regulations and the power unit regulations. But that was not enough. It's also the moment where we decided to do our own power unit with the incredible support from our strategic partner Ford, with us from the very early days, and you know, it's a crazy challenge. Perhaps it's a challenge that only company like Red Bull and Ford can decide to do, but that's what we are here for. So that's.
The first wins are supposed to be different, but the truth is, it never gets old, and nor do we. We are part of a legacy and a piece of the future, fighting for a chance to grab the horns and orbit the sun. Speed is an eternal chase. Sometimes you find it when you least expect it, the return of a familiar friend. Then it disappears in a moment, seemingly never to be found again. Until the next time.
Verstappen rolls around the outside to take the lead from the pit lane to the podium. Verstappen is on Norris immediately. You cannot count him out. He came roaring back.
We're raised to race fast, race hard, and go again. To expect to not always be liked for it. But the people we reach, the experiences we share, create a fandom like no other.
That was unbelievable, guys.
This sport is a story told in thousandths of a second, made by 1,000 hands. Together, we push to the limits and beyond. Every chapter carries the same fire as the last.
Oh my God, man. Oh, really? What a God. Even better, rocket supercar.
Red Bull is more than a racing team. It's a culture, a tribe, a family. As a new dawn breaks, the new Oracle Red Bull Racing steps forward, and then we go again.
You know what that is? Simply lovely. I tell you that.
I think it's finally time to introduce
That's what I needed
our
to.
new driver lineup. Sound good?
For this team, as a kid watching TV, I saw Vettel winning all those titles, and now I'm finally in the big team. So yeah, it's a real privilege to be part of Red Bull Racing and to be next to Max.
And Max, now like you're not only are you the dad, but you're also the old man on the team. For you to be around that long, to see all the changes, how have you seen the changes? How have you felt the changes in this new era?
First of all, everyone is very excited. I am as well. And as you can see, the colors have changed a little bit.
Do you want to do a spin too and show us the new?
Want to see my axe?
You could just.
Bro.
I think it's much better. Yeah. So, I've been asking for this for a while, so this is great. Yeah, I like the shine. I like the blue. It's my favorite color. I like the outlines on the Red Bull logo as well. It's back. It's much more fresh. So I like it.
We were walking around a little bit. Do you have a favorite part?
The dimension of the car has changed a bit. So first drivers, I think as well, initially, yeah, will take a bit of time to adjust, and that's why it's very important, you know, during the test days that we are getting our laps in, and yeah, that we can optimize everything as well as possible.
How about this guy's comeback last year?
All right, peeps, that does it for us from this year's Detroit Auto Show. Really want to thank the Auto Show for having us out. Really want to thank Ford for inviting us to both their off-road event and their racing event. We had an excellent time. And we'll leave you with a look at the Ford Mustang Dark Horse SC that was announced at the Ford racing event. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up on it. It really helps us out to know that you like this type of content. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when we release more content. Also, leave us a comment down below. Let us know your favorite part of the video and if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.